Hello viewers, back again at one of my favorite places to visit. So yeah, we are at Cape Town International Airport visiting Rob and Coss again, and yeah, I thought I'll do just a quick show of the progress on the diesel RV, although I'm not going to be focusing as much on that aircraft anymore. I think the progress is the duration is longer and I'm not always able to be here. So yeah, we've actually got something else to show today, which is quite exciting. So we asked Robin is starting a new project other than RV aircraft, and yeah, we'll be taking a look further into the new project starting at Robin Coss Aviation.
Welcome back to Rob and Coss Aviation. We've got something exciting here. This is how a brand new kit comes in from Cubcrafters. This is the EX3. Normally it looks a whole lot better than this because Cubcrafters really know how to pack well. There's a whole aircraft in here, but unfortunately the shippers between America and South Africa somewhere decided to batter up the box a little bit. That's unfortunate, but one thing that the kit guys know, like Cubcrafters, Vans Aircraft, they know how to pack well. So I hope that everything is okay inside, but let's open up and see what it looks like, and if there's anything damaged, and you'll see how a whole aeroplane comes in a box. Okay, as you can see, very well packed. We have the main steel structure of the aeroplane, which is later to be covered and worked on. And inside they're packed extremely well, all the bits and pieces that are fragile. Their various subsections are in boxes. You'll see in here we have the brand new Lycoming engine, hot cell propeller on that side. And we're going to just start by clearing some of these boxes and revealing what's behind them. Around the corner. The Polytech is leaking.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it pretty much looks like they might have dropped it. I'm just looking at it over here. They might have put it down quite hard, or
Yeah, I see all that. Did I pretty bad?
it's quite interesting how they can fit the entire
It's amazing, huh?
kit, the entire
That's
aircraft
what I
in
say,
the
they
box.
do a very good job of packing the aircraft.
So I think at this stage we'll probably be the masters of unboxing aircraft at this stage.
Yep.
Starts with an engine, it ends up with being an aircraft. Oh, nice Alaskan bush tires, massive. It's quite cool how they pack it, how they really use the frame to suspend, to get everything in.
And all the tie wraps and
that's part of the prop kit.
even they take care putting some cork around so there's no damage.
That's the engine mount, right?
Yeah, that's the engine mount.
This is the fancy one with the leather seats as well.
Yep. This one is another full option aircraft. Glass cockpit, autopilot. Have a look at these 31-inch wheels.
I was just looking at the wheels now. That's really nice. This is the what they call the EX3, right?
The EX3, yes. So it has the variable pitch propeller, the 180 horse Thunderbolt Lycoming engine, which has the cold air plenum, 186 horses.
This is the one that's essentially focused a lot more on cruising than short.
No, both.
Both. Oh,
so
really?
With the variable pitch propeller, it takes off in 12 meters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gets going very quickly, and it's also got a cruising aspect because also the V&E is higher.
Oh, got it. Yeah, because the EX2 is a little bit at the end. Its V&E is a little bit lower.
Correct. Yeah, they've beefed up the wing and some of the tail parts, and so they got a lot more power in it.
So that's for the undercarriage for the suspension.
Yeah. So we're going to bring these things out now.
They also run on a bungee type.
They do. There are optional extras as well.
Okay.
Like you can get Cubcrafters have a elastomeric shock absorber system instead of, and also there's aftermarket like Acme shocks and which are gas filled and stuff like that. So a lot of the guys will go with the off backcountry extras with as much suspension and wheels as possible.
I mean, with the big wheels, and anyway, there's quite a bit of suspension. So
correct. Conventionally, on your original Piper Cubs and stuff like that, down the side you saw lines in the fabric and that give it some shape. Those were originally wood strips that were held in little gussets on the fuselage. Now you can see the modern aspect of it. These are all carbon fiber nowadays. So these now get glued onto the side. A lot of people ask, why is it called a Carbon Cub? Is the frame made of carbon? But it's not. It more denotes the keeping the aircraft light. So what you can really say is all the parts that were wood and heavy like that before in the original Piper Cubs is now carbon, like the floor, the wingtips, these parts.
But deep down, it's still a Cub because it's
still a Cub.
It's a steel frame, right?
It is a steel frame, chromoly, and it's still made in the same good old principles. It's a little bit like a modern day Porsche.
Yeah.
Respect that it has a similar looks, but it's got modern day construction. Here we're going to take out the tail feathers. The moving parts of the empennage. Here's your elevators and rudder. Nice to see brand new parts for change. These are all chromoly steel, welded, checked and powder coated. From here they will get covered and painted and prepped. So the tail parts is just really covering. Your main work is constructing the whole wing, and as well as the fuselage systems covering. As we get deeper into it, you'll see the ailerons are in boxes there. The main spars and the struts are screwed to the back wall. And yeah, that's what we're going to check just now.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's also the side that seems to have taken a bit of
Yeah.
damage in shipping.
So the main spars are very cleverly and carefully mounted to the back skin of the box there.
But it's
So we want to see if there's any damage there. Okay, these are the light fuel tanks behind, so that's great. There won't be much in the way there to damage.
okay, it's against the engine over here. There's what it's building. Okay. Okay, fuel tanks. So it seems like they mount it first and then they essentially build the box around it.
That's correct.
So yeah, the frame is literally a part of the box structure.
So this is the area that was worrying me, that these are okay. We'll only be obviously be able to fully check them once they out the box, and that's only will be the last items to come out the box. We won't be doing that today because we've got to get all the heavy items out. But so far so good, looking not too bad.
It shows you how strong this aircraft actually are.
Very much so, yeah.
With all the damage it took on that side of the crate.
Now it looks like more the floor that gave out and lowered than the sides actually bending.
Yeah, I think what happened was essentially maybe that structure that was keeping it up.
Yeah, you can see our corners damaged there.
So obviously that structural part just gave in. But I think
Frame's
because
looking good as well. You can see how the screw here is pulled out, which is good. You'd rather have that pull out than bend something, but we will be definitely checking and double checking everything.
it doesn't look like it's.
But this chromoly tube is really, really strong. I mean, this aircraft is designed to be battered around and stuff, so what's a little trip over the ocean?
It's still better than flying it over.
Oh yes, that'll take me a while.
I don't think I would mind, but it will take you a while.
The windshield. Be careful with that.
It's quite crazy when you look at an aircraft come in like this, and it actually looks easy to build.
Yeah,
I think that is a
the
big
devil's
part
in the
of
detail.
Yeah.
The problem with building an airplane is easy to make it look like a plane on the floor with wings and stuff, but if you want to finish it properly, there's a lot of items and stuff that need to go in here.
Yeah.
And we take a lot of care to anodize aluminium parts, plate things. All the wing components are going to be primed and assembled before covering. Those are sort of options you have to do as a builder. At the factory they don't particularly do that, it's an optional extra. But as a standard package from RCA, we do as much corrosion prevention and to create longevity of the aircraft.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really a disposable aircraft at the end of the day. I mean, no.
The idea is to be, the best hand-built, sports cars of this time.
In this case, a 4x4.
Yeah. Running revs like a rental.
I wouldn't say that to flight schools, but
Yeah. I think it's very
the high-end flyers
it's very
different
apt for
story.
flight schools. Okay, that on here. Hinges for long.
Yeah, it's got a piano hinge over here.
See, this is like a typical example of one of the modifications that Cubcrafters have done. This typically before would have just been a steel frame covered with fabric or something like that. This is carbon fiber, has a lock system inside. This door is like 11 inches bigger than the original Super Cub. The fuselage I think is 4 inches wider. So this is actually based on what we call a Cub Special, which the IK designation was a CC11.
Okay.
Okay, so they've done the modifications to that. You'll see over here this is the modern cowling, which is using carbon fiber. You can can see the carbon fiber floorboard that I was speaking about in there.
Quite excited to see the cowling. I've seen
Yeah.
it. I've seen it on other videos, some builders' videos as well. I think it's
very light.
The job that they did with it was incredible. The shape.
Yeah, and that's also one of the key things that have modernized the aeroplane, you know, into that modern look.
What I specifically like about the Carbon Cubs, they've got this happy face when they fly.
It's a cheeky face. Yeah.
So it gives it quite a bit of personality. Well, and then obviously when it gets paired with you know, the modern day avionics that you get nowadays, it just looks clean on the inside with the carbon, and I see you like with the leather
this out so we can show you the
Who does karate?
Okay, this is where you turn off the video. Be careful of the screw, guys. There we go. You can see the inside of the cowling. The carbon fiber. I think the bubble wrap weighs more than the cowling itself.
Love it.
You know, you can feel there.
Absolutely love it. And I'm not a strong man. There we go. You rather take it. It's safe in your hands. That's the top.
Yeah, that especially is light.
It's got that.
As I say, I really reckon the bubble wrap is heavier than the carbon.
Crazy.
This is the seat area, main seat area. Typically on the original Cub there would have been a wooden plywood floor with a pipe type of frame seat, and this one now has a movable seat forward and aft, and this is all carbon fiber with gel coat grey on it.
Yeah, it's very nice finished.
Very nice.
Like,
the molds are exceptionally good. Let's get some big tires out.
Everyone likes tires.
Yeah, the bigger the better. Huh?
Yes.
They're also rather expensive.
Yeah, because it's only really one company that makes these.
Yeah, well, there's Goodyear, and these are probably Alaskan bush
Alaskan,
wheels.
yes, yeah. I had a look through earlier, I had a sneak peek, and I saw that it's Alaskan.
Yeah. This is the main pilot seat here. Okay. So
Probably also carbon.
it's a carbon frame, yeah. We're going to very carefully cut this and show you. This is the upgrade leather one.
Nice little bag. Okay.
It's a rubbish bag. These are covered by Oregon Aero, if I recall correctly. So this one's the leather option, and you can see that it has actually a carbon fiber frame behind it.
Yeah.
And then we'll put a pattern on to make it look like leather and stuff.
The leather does feel automotive, but it feels lighter than automotive, really.
It's quite a comfy seat and it's very strong.
Yeah. You can feel it's firm enough, but not plastic hard, which is quite nice. Yeah. Well, one of my biggest
with aircraft seats, it's very difficult to get shapes. A lot of people say make it like my car, but a car seat has got a very big wire frame and rigid and stuff, and foam packed. Where the aircraft is really difficult to do all of that sort of stuff, but you can still get some decent bucketing and lumbar support and stuff.
Yeah, so I remember that from our flight training, where we had an aircraft that didn't have any padding. It was absolutely terrible.
It's rather uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially those long cross countries.
Yeah, I think after 3 hours you struggle on the rudders because you can't feel your legs has gone numb. How much endurance with a typical aircraft, or this aircraft, because I see it does have the AUX tank as well, so it obviously does
Well,
have
you've got 42
fuel.
gallons of usable fuel out of the 44-gallon tanks that are in here, and depends how you manage your cockpit, altitude and stuff. You could easily burn 6 to 8 gallons an hour.
Okay,
depending.
that's
So
not
it gives
bad.
you quite a few hours.
So you in that 5, 6, 7 hours
Correct.
potential range of endurance.
Yeah.
And they're not slow either.
No, this one here you can happily cruise at about 140 miles an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which is very good for a Cup.
Yes, definitely.
The V&E has been taken up in that. The original V&E used to be about 145. So now I think it was, I stand corrected, I think it's about 170.
That's quite interesting. It's quite interesting that that those changes have been made, because it's very difficult to make such a big wing so you can land slow as well as go fast, you know, especially if you go with the flight controls, you don't want to flutter or anything like that. So
if you look at a lot of the kit planes out there, Van's aircraft is one of the main designers that have got a really happy medium of their range. They've got a typical 55 mile an hour bottom end with a V&E of 230 mile an hour, which is pretty fantastic. Then you'll get on the upper end of that, your Lancaires and that, but then you are sacrificing the bottom end.
Yes.
Something like a Lancaire 4P might do pressurized 300 knots at 30,000 feet, but it comes over the fence at 120 knots.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little scary. But as I say, horses for courses. This here is it's faster than what you would find as a club plane, you know, Cherokee or whatever, but it's also got the whole bush feel.
Yeah. It's got a very good range.
Correct.
I think that is quite important. It doesn't help. You've got a high performance aircraft and it's only happy at high speeds.
Correct.
Some people like that. I mean, it's nothing wrong.
And the
with it,
visibility from this aeroplane is incredible. It's they make it basically that should you want to become an Alaskan bush pilot, you can. You know? And in our case, it would be an African bush pilot.
African bush pilot, like it.
This is the Hardstyle Trailblazer propeller. This has got a carbon Kevlar, I think it is. They're composite blades with a nickel leading edge, very light. Good performance for climb. They're made for this type of aircraft.
Okay, yeah, and obviously you just got a little bit of additional weight on the nose.
Correct, for your normal variable pitch mechanism in there, piston, rods and all of that has to be strong there. But Hardstyle, wonderful make for propellers.
Yeah, but this will still be old school flying. You'll still have to control the pit. It's no FADEC in this at all.
No, so you've got on this engine what they've kept everything light. So if you actually get a view on the backup side of the engines, you'll find no magnetos there, not even the holes for the magnetos.
Oh, really? Yeah.
There's no there is a fuel pump on this one because this is fuel injected now, but on the EX2 doesn't have anything on the back casing. This one actually runs on 2 light-speed electronic ignitions with a battery backup, and so they've got the lighter sump. This is now fuel injected, so they have the addition of the backup pump and the engine.
Okay, yeah.
Otherwise, on this type of aircraft, you would have 1 psi fuel pressure as a normal gravity feed, which is sufficient for a carburetor.
Yes, definitely.
So the other ones are a touch more simplified, but being at the top of the range, this one's got a couple of extras in that. But nevertheless, it's still got great equipment. As I say, this one will have Garmin G3X screen in. It will have autopilot.
So
do a lot with it.
Yeah, you've essentially got a bit of everything. I assume it's probably going to have steam backup or no steam backup, just a plain.
The new latest EVA systems and that with backup battery and everything like that they're so reliable.
Yeah.
But at this type of aircraft as well, you could lose everything inside. Look outside. You should be looking outside anyway.
Yeah, you shouldn't be an IMC in this in any way.
No,
so
I mean, if you take something like an RV, which is a high-speed machine, and more of a sport cruiser and stuff like that, you want to have 2 screens backed up and all that. This aeroplane, you should be able to.
So yeah, there we have it. Pretty much an unboxing of another aircraft, not the engine this time, but an entire aircraft. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing more projects. We'll film a little bit more projects around Robin's shop. And then I think it's quite exciting stuff happening at Robin Coss Aviation at the moment. A lot of aircraft, a lot of interesting things planned. So yeah, keep subscribed, keep liking, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.